Hey, just stopping in to show you this little craft I was working on. I got this aqua beads set from my boyfriend's mom for my birthday, and it's all Animal Crossing themed, which is so cute. But I just finished making this one. This is Isabel, and basically you lay out all these little beads onto this tray, and then I guess you spray it with water, and that causes the beads to adhere to each other. And this is so cute. If you played New Horizons, you know about little star fragments, and these look like little tiny star fragments. So cute. So her hair is made of some yellow shapes like that. I think I have to wait about an hour for this to fully cure, and then I have these little pieces. I guess that you can turn it into a keychain, so I'll show you when I do that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making this, and there are other patterns. So you have peanut, this is the like furniture leaf, and then there's bunny, this is a fossil, and what is that? Oh, I guess it's an apple. And I think there's, oh, on the other side of the Isabel one, there's a Tom Nook. So yeah, I'm gonna try making all of those. I thought it would be cute to have some little keychains, so I'm really glad she got that for me. I am just gonna set this aside so it can cure, and I don't want to knock it over, so I'm just gonna slide it. But today I wanted to do a chatty video with you. I have some notes that I wrote out, which I'm not going to show, but there's about 4 pages of notes. So yeah, I think we're going to do some journal decorating, and while we're doing that, I'm going to talk about what's on my mind. Okay, change of plans. I'm actually going to work in the sketchbook, so I'm going to set up the camera for that. All right, so let's flip to a blank spread. And yeah, I was originally going to do a voiceover talking about this stuff, but I realized I get pretty awkward when I don't have anything to keep me busy with. So I'm going to do some drawing while we talk, because I usually feel more comfortable when I have like an activity and my thoughts flow a little bit better. So today I wanted to talk about reflections for my year in 2024. At the beginning of the year, I was really burnt out on art. I felt like my creativity was kind of stunted, and that I was constantly making things to be consumed by other people, which I went to school for art, like university, and a lot of that was really production based. We had critique classes where you would be expected to have a body of work made, and the class would discuss it. Like the upper year students would discuss what you had made, which was really useful. Like, I learned a lot during that process, and it was very valuable to have their insights. But what happened was I began viewing art as something to be consumed by other people, looking for a reaction or praise, even constructive criticism. I like constructive criticism, and I find it really helpful for me as an artist to grow and just change my perspective on things. But something that I've learned in the last year, and this is in part due to me starting journaling, is to enjoy the process of making art again. So they talk about like the journey of making art versus an end product, and I always liked making art. Obviously, like, it's one of my favorite things to do, but certain processes I did not find joy in anymore. And that would be like painting. I always like drawing. Like drawing to me is really fun. But when it was production based, it felt really forced. So in 2022, in the month of November, I picked up a journal that I had started that year, and from that day, I don't know what stuck, because I've tried to daily journal my entire life and never been successful. But since then, I have journaled pretty much every single day since then. So that's over 2 years now. And what I've learned from that is that if you're not enjoying your creativity, you might make things that are impressive or to other people are valuable, but for yourself, it's gonna feel so forced. And that's the point I was at. Journaling became a place where I could create without thinking anyone was gonna see my art. It was just private for me. I would play with stickers, washi tape, glue in ephemera, packaging, like photos, and it was so fun and freeing. At the same time, I had found fountain pens, and those two things together really helped me stay consistent with journaling. And I found joy in the process again, which was really important. It changed my way of viewing creativity and why I wanted to make things. I have always been the type to take really long breaks from creating, and like in the past, I would take like 3 months off of painting, and I would come back and I would have all these fresh ideas. I would feel reinvigorated, and I would make things that I was really proud of. But it was never really very sustainable, and I found myself getting in a cycle of burnout, inspiration, burnout, inspiration. It was just kind of exhausting, and I could never really keep up with my own creativity. I think also if you excel at a certain medium, people expect it from you, and you just feel like that's what I have to do. Especially with social media, we're being encouraged to niche down or have a specific style. And while I do find value in having an art style, and it's something that has been a journey for me to find like my drawing and painting style, I don't think you necessarily have to stick to one style. I think like finding joy in art and not tying yourself down to one specific medium are very intertwined. And so, yeah, back to journaling, like it gave me a place to just create, again, without the expectation of anyone else seeing it. And it was so valuable. While I didn't make art for a while, I was journaling every day, and it allowed me a time to reflect and figure out what was important to me. And for me, that is, again, being joyful in my creations. And I realized I really like doing different mediums other than drawing and painting. I think I'm good at painting and drawing, but it's not the only thing I'm good at. And if it's not bringing me joy to do just those two things, why would I force myself to do that? So in the last year, I have done a lot of different art mediums. I've obviously drawn and painted. I've journaled. I've done art journaling and junk journaling, but I've also done fiber arts, so like felt applique, quilting, sewing, crocheting. I had a time when I was doing digital art, and I really enjoyed that. I found that it opened my brain up in new ways that had felt closed off before. The ease of being able to move elements around and change colors so quickly brought a quickness to making art, and that was really valuable. I know there's a lot of stigma about digital art, and people say, oh, it's not real art, but honestly, I found it way harder to learn than traditional art. Other than that, I've learned to make videos, I've collaged, I've worked on home decor and cooking, experimented with fashion, and I'm realizing that it's okay to be multifaceted. Actually, it's pretty cool to be multifaceted. It's just a new perspective I've had, that you're allowed to make things that aren't necessarily cohesive. You're allowed to create things because you find joy in the process. And for a long time, I wasn't doing that, and I had so much burnout because I was forcing myself to make things. I've realized that I find a lot of abundance in creativity now. I don't feel as limited in my creativity. It feels expansive and exciting again, and I don't know, even though I'm drawing a very simple page of leaves, it's fun for me again, which is really important, and I'm really, really thankful for that. And I think a lot of this is in part to the next theme that I'm going to talk about, and that is stability. I don't know about you, but my early 20s were kind of a shit show. I was going to university, I was working a lot, I just felt so stressed all the time, lots of anxiety, interpersonal conflicts, all of that fun stuff. And it's only within the last maybe year and a half that I have experienced stability consistently. And I will say a big part of that is taking medication. I'm not sure that I totally want to open up about that part yet, but if you do struggle with mental illness, keep an open mind about things like that, because I know that, like, for some people they struggle to find the right medication for them, but after trying a lot of different medications, I think I've finally arrived at a combination that works really well for me and helps me in a lot of ways. I definitely had, like I said, I struggled a lot with accepting being on medication. There were times that I literally physically couldn't cry because of side effects, and that was so frustrating. There were times I felt like a zombie. My anxiety was worse, had a lot of physical side effects. But all that being said, the medication that I'm on now really, really works for me. I'm super happy with it. It's sustainable for me to take. Yeah, I just honestly feel great. And with that, this year I've accomplished so many things that I'm so proud of, and even if they don't seem like big accomplishments to other people my age, or people are ahead of me in certain ways, I'm really proud of the progress that I made. And if you're in a similar situation, it can and probably will get better for you at some point. So this year I moved out into my own apartment, which was huge. I didn't think that was going to happen for a long time. I am in a very healthy relationship. I had my own art show. I adopted a cat. I did live painting sessions. I sold some of my art. I moved in with my boyfriend. I now have my own studio. I made so much art. I started YouTube. And I journaled like a lot, and it really helped me get through some stressful times. I'm not going to say this year was perfect by any means. There were so many stressful times, and the difference being that I was able to get through it and find tools and strategies that worked for me and not let it like consume me. So yeah, I also obviously, well, I don't know if this is obvious, and maybe it's not obvious for you because you might not have the same situation as me, but I had so much support from my family and friends and my partner, which I'm so grateful for. But yeah, I'm really happy with where I'm at. I really like myself again, and I feel very grounded. I feel like I'm building some community, which is really big for me. I typically am very introverted, so for me, I kind of struggle with making new friendships and maintaining friendships. But I've met a lot of really cool people online this year and also in real life, and I like to think that I've been pretty consistent with that compared to other times in my life. And that's why I want to be vulnerable in this video. I'm not really one to hide who I am, but I also am careful with who I share information with because you never know. But I feel like I'm just at a place where I'm not really ashamed of who I am, and if someone's watching this and they are struggling, I would like them to know that they are not alone. Things do get better. There will come a point where you do feel comfortable with yourself and your life and what's happened to you. But yeah, I'm just very proud of this year and what I've been able to accomplish. So yes, I'm just gonna pull this sketchbook aside for a second. And this is a tradition that I've done 2 years in a row now, and I'm just gonna find the page. This is like 30 reflections before I turn 30. I have my 30th birthday this month. And I'm just gonna read these out because maybe they can be helpful to you. 1. You're allowed to take up space in this world. Don't make yourself small to please others. 2. Carving out time for the little things that make this life worth living is never a waste, especially if it keeps you afloat. 3. Rest is often the most productive thing you can do for your mind, body, and spirit. 4. As much as you can, follow what is bringing you joy in this moment and don't question why. Within reason, of course. 5. Others' expectations for your life should never determine your choices. This is your life. You will choose how to spend it. 6. Setting boundaries can be hard and guilt-inducing, but it is sometimes necessary. Muddy water becomes clearer by leaving it alone. 7. Treat your senses. Round out your experience of life with sounds, taste, touch, scents, and beautiful sights. 8. Stability and groundedness are so much more fulfilling than heightened emotions. Although they seem more exciting in the short term, focus and follow through are to be treasured. 9. Doing nothing forever is much scarier than trying something and being bad at it or making something bad. 10. Creativity is a well of abundance. There are endless things to create in this lifetime. 11. Using and appreciating what you already have is so important, especially, or what does this say? Financially and emotionally. Get out of the cycle of consumerism. 12. Social media is a great tool for connection. However, spending more time in real life is vital to being present. 13. Life is constant change. You will inevitably leave part of yourself behind. Make space for your new self and document your past. 14. Don't judge yourself for creating ever. Work in the medium that feels right and you are drawn to. Art doesn't need to be cohesive or... what does that even say? Something a certain aesthetic. I don't know, I can't read my own writing sometimes. 15. Embrace your messy, flawed, and multifaceted self. Most people will not perceive this side of you, so don't worry about what they think. Life is so vast and nuanced, it's okay to be many things. 16. Tell the people you love how much they mean to you often and sincerely. Your words could change how they perceive themselves. 17. Protect your peace by any means necessary. 18. Don't be hard on your past self. They were only doing the best they could in the situation they were in with the information that they had. Give yourself grace for facing hard times and overcoming them. 19. Don't place others' comfort over your own safety or well-being. 20. Try not to worry so much. Most things we worry about never actually happen. Use your precious brain power to dream, create, enjoy, and appreciate. Have fun, be silly, and don't take life too seriously. Keeping things lighthearted is key to longevity and dispelling stress. Each person has a different reason to get through the day. Don't judge others or yourself for how you choose to spend time. 25. Identify areas of avoidance in your life and try to overcome this. 26. You can find meditation in daily tasks. The fact that you have to do the laundry or dishes means you have worn clean clothes and eaten. 27. Do not postpone joy. Use the good dishes, etc. What are you saving them for? 28. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing, even if it doesn't feel right for you. Force can destroy things. 29. Appreciate the season of life you're in. Recognize good times as they are happening and extract as much joy as you possibly can. 30. The best is truly yet to come. Believe that things will get better because they will, even if you can't see it now. So yeah, those are the 30 lessons that I wrote around my 30th birthday, and I hope you got maybe some inspiration or wisdom from that. I am trying not to cry, but yeah, it's all good stuff, so we're good. No worries. Yeah, I'm sorry if that was a little intense or deep. I had these thoughts on my mind and I really wanted to share them and document them, even just for myself. I'm hoping in future videos to try to infuse like more of myself into my videos, my personality, thoughts, humor, that kind of thing. I'm also still gonna do like mundane videos about journals because I really enjoy that and it brings me a lot of happiness. So stay tuned for that in the new year. I think the next video I'm gonna do might be related to like goal setting for 2025, related to the stuff that I just spoke about. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought, and if you have any wisdom going into 2025, share that with us. I would really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.